Shane Snater, one of my favourite names in county cricket, I have to say, and also somebody who has been involved in international cricket lately for the Netherlands. And I must say, I didn't know that Jason Roy was Shane Snater's cousin. I've been watching him for a fair while, not knowing that, but I think just about everybody who watched that series will know that fact now. So it'll be Snater over the wicket to Chris Dent, and that's edged and down in front of Rossington at, well, pretty much diving away in front of first slip in the end. I think he got an edge on that, and it fell short.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. And the disappointing thing for the bowling side is that it bounced not a long way in front of the keeper, but well before you could possibly put it down as a catch. And with a new ball, if the ball isn't going to carry in the second over of the morning, it probably never will.
That is rather worrying. Snater is in and bowls full and straight. Dent reaches forward, defends back to the head-banded Shane Snater. He looks an absolute picture, I've got to say, Shane Snater, with the flowing dark locks and the thick white headband that he's got on. And he lopes in. And but if there's any movement in the surface, or even through the air, then Shane Snater will find it. Really enjoy watching him bowl. And he moves in, bounds in over the wicket, bowls to Dent, and Dent's beaten by a beauty from Snater that kind of angled across Dent, and then it threatened to come back ever so slightly. If it had come back any more, then it would have taken the outside edge. Whether it would have carried, I suppose, would have been the next question, but this is a terrific start from Snater.
Yeah, both these Essex bowlers have begun well. He looks like a character out of a western, Snater. Don't think he's on the side of the law.
In comes Snater. He's there and bowls, and this time on middle stump. Dent turns it away, but Snater's able to field in his follow-through, so Gloucestershire still looking for their first run. Now he's got a phenomenal record as well, Shane Snater. It just about averages over 20 per wicket with the ball, which is frightening, really. And when you think that he probably wouldn't even be opening the bowling, I guess, if Sam Cook were in the side, that's what Gloucestershire are up against. In comes Snater, Dent waiting back ready. Snater bowls, and that's angled away by Dent, and it beats the slips, who are already in so close to try to take the edge, and it goes through them and down to what is a very short boundary down at the third man area, and Gloucestershire have their first runs. It's a boundary for Chris Dent.
Well, the outfield's so fast that even if it were a particularly long boundary, I don't think anyone was pulling it up. The ball is just, it's like a well-polished glass table. And that one was always going to go for 4. Dan Lawrence merely retrieved it. We've got 3 slips in the gully, and as you say, they're close because of the little carry.
Snater to bowl to Dent, who tries to turn the ball leg side. It's a bit too much of the face of the bat on it, and it goes back to Snater in his follow-through. So a good start from Snater, even though he's gone for a boundary. It was no fault of his own, and in fact on another day, had the slips been further back, that wouldn't even have been 4. Just fourth slip had no time to react really, to get right down to the ground and stop it. And so at the end of 2 overs, Gloucestershire are 4 without loss, having won the toss and decided to bat.
Yep, the 2 sides to come after Dent and Harris for Gloucestershire. Higgins, Bracey, Hammond, Buren. The 2 Prices, Ollie and Tom. Gohart, Taylor and Shaw. And Essex, Sam Cook away with England A. And it's Brown, Cook, Wesley, Lawrence, Critchley, Walter, Rossington, Harmer, Beard, Snater and Porter. The Cook, of course, is Sir Alistair. And here comes Porter beginning the 3rd over. Bowling to Marcus Harris. And a bit straightened up by this one, but he plays it not quite out of the middle of the bat, back down the pitch. 4 for no wicket.
Yeah, he didn't get masses of runs, it has to be said, for Australia A, Marcus Harris. So a lot of thoughts of, well, he's left in decent form. Is he going to come back in good form? From a Gloucestershire point of view, we shall see.
Yeah, I think, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat, but I think he'll be all right once he's sort of stayed there for half an hour or so. Here's the next bus, a lovely shot for 4, and clipped off the pads as Porter just minutely straight onto leg stump. and beautifully put away. Sign of a good batsman who's been struggling a little bit in the previous deliveries, and he got a little bit of a free gift and said thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. You can't miss out on leg stump half volleys on any pitch, and you're only just going to have to push this ball, and it is going to fly across. I mean, it's not totally brown, the outfield, but it's more brown than it is green, I think it's fair to say, just because of the lack of rain in recent times.
Porter in. Bowls, and the ball played down to mid-off, and there's no run. And you make a very good point there, Ed, because score, by the way, 8 for no wicket. We're in the third over. Gloucestershire winning the toss, batting 4 to each batsman. Denton Harris. You know, this weather is set to last at least another fortnight. Goodness knows how groundsmen are going to be able to prepare pitches. And indeed, you know, is the water supply going to last a great deal longer? Don't want to alarm people too much, but here comes Porter in and bowls. Oh, and that one has been edged and beautifully taken low to his right by Alistair Cook. And Marcus Harris departs, caught by Alistair Cook off Jamie Porter for 4. Just a little bit of a way movement, and in any case the ball slightly slanted across the left-hander there, and Porter gets a wicket in the third over, 8 for 1.
Yeah, pretty similar to the ball that he beat Harris with in the first over, except this time it found the outside edge, and it's always going to be low down, and it takes a good and experienced slipper to make catches like that look as easy as Cook just made it, because not only was it down low, but how often do you see those catches go down when the right-hand dominant slipper, because Cook is still right-hand dominant, even though he bats left-handed, he's still moving to the side that he doesn't expect to move to necessarily, and moving to his right, he took the catch with ease, was never dropping it, and that's a key strike early for Essex, and a huge loss for Gloucestershire, losing their overseas opener. And really, we'll see what this pitch is like. It feels like, just because of the fact that we can only look at it from afar and the weather conditions, that this is a pitch where you've got to go out and score 400 plus, but at the same time maybe it won't play that way. But yeah, however it's going to play, that's a big early wicket.
The key of taking the catch for Alistair Cook there was how well he kept his eye on it. He didn't. It was coming sort of